argument. He's one of the 3 best tight ends in the league, and definitely is a offensive weapon, which usually, shocker, draws the weaker of the matchup, because it's usually some linebacker who's got to cover him. So, duh.
Yeah, the linebacker...
Haven't we always referred to the tight end as a safety blanket?
Yes.
Like, does this guy watch football?
Yeah, so the linebacker...
Now I need you to find him, because I'm just going to spend the next couple of days being an asshole to him on Twitter.
You rant. Do a rant.
It's not even a rant. Just the more I'm hearing about this, the more upset I am. Like, I don't care about the idea that, oh, he's a jerk. If you're idolizing sports heroes, you fucked up already, okay? These people are
According
athletes.
to a report from Joseph Santaliquito of PhillyVoice.com, several unnamed Eagles were critical of Wentz and his personality. So, like, Matt Ryan was a former Eagle at Boston College. Does he count? No, probably not. Santoliquito.
Hang on. Go.
Santoliquito. Can we, like, I'm going to reach out to him and ask if we can get an interview with him for our show.
I won't be here.
I want to hear it. I want to hear him.
I'll fucking yell at him.
I want to hear what he has to say. I'm probably not going to reach out to him because fuck him, but whatever.
His first name?
Sorry. His first name is Joseph. All right. Anyways, let's move on from that because we have limited time and we still have a lot of shit to talk about. These referees, man. These referees fucking suck, don't they?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to go over some of the more egregious calls from this season. And there were a lot. So, are the NFL referees really bad? Obviously, yes. Are they historically bad? So, we're going to find out. Some of the most egregious plays from a refereeing standpoint have come from this season, but is this season worse than what we saw in the preseason and the first 3 weeks of the 2012 NFL season? That season is the infamous replacement referee season. So some of the more egregious calls from this season are, right at the beginning, Clay Matthews being called for roughing the passer against the Vikings, which was, do we remember that? That
Probably
roughing the passer call? It was complete bullshit. He wrapped him up and took him down. That's not roughing the passer. That roughing the passer extended the drive for the Vikings and ended up leading to the tie. So that was one of them. Oh God!
Yeah, now that you do say it.
Here's one that I hate to admit, but when the referees determined that there was no clear recovery in that fumble in the Dallas Eagles game, of course there was a clear fucking recovery. There was one Cowboys player in the area and he didn't have it. How is there not a clear recovery? So, there was that one. Cowboys ended up winning that game. Blatant missed pass interference call in the NFC Championship game. The Rams went on to win that game. And the joke of a roughing the passer call against the Chiefs for slapping Tom Brady in the chest. There were others I was going to add on, but I decided not to because it wasn't so much an issue with the referees as it is the rule. For example, do you guys remember in the game, the Bears and the Eagles, the Bears tight end caught the ball, fumbled it. There was no clear recovery, so the referees called it incomplete. Yeah, well, apparently that's in the fucking rules if that's correct. So,
I remember that one.
What was that?
I remember seeing that one.
It was in the playoff game, Bears and the Eagles.
First half?
No, it was the early second half, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, who's the tight end for the Bears? It's Barton, right?
I believe so.
Burton. Yeah, Burton.
Trey Burton.
Trey Burton, yeah. He caught it. Originally, they ruled it an incomplete pass. Referee picked the ball up. They went to review and saw that he did catch it. It was a catch and a fumble, but there was no clear recovery because the referee picked it up. So by rule, it's an incomplete pass. So the referees, we all, attacked them for that call, but they were right. That was the right call to make. So interesting that that's in the rule book, but whatever. So egregious from this week or from this season, the roughing the passer in week 2, the no clear recovery, and then the 2 championship games. Now, there's a shit ton that I found from the season with the replacement refs. Starting with the Seahawks and the Cardinals. In the fourth quarter of the Seahawks-Arizona Cardinals game, this is week 1, the officials incorrectly awarded an extra timeout to Seattle. Seahawks receiver Doug Baldwin was injured on a play with only 46 seconds left in the game. By rule, an injury that requires a stop in the play requires that a timeout should be charged. The officials incorrectly did not charge the Seahawks their final timeout, as they believed that if an injury happens while the clock is stopped, that no timeout is charged. That error did not impact the result of the game, with the Cardinals winning 20-16.
But still.
Same week, week 1, Eagles-Browns. Late in the fourth quarter, Eagles quarterback Mike Vick fumbled and then recovered the football. The Browns challenged the call. The play required 6 minutes of consultation to determine that the play was not eligible for review. That proved costly as the Eagles scored late and won the game 17-16.
Okay.
All right. Week 2 of that season, Saints-Panthers. Hours before the start of the Week 2 game between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers, the league pulled replacement ref side judge Brian Stropolo after being notified that Stropolo's Facebook page showed that he was a Saints fan. Yeah, you shouldn't be refereeing.
I bet he gets off of jury duty a lot, too.
Possibly. Shouldn't be refereeing a game if you are a fan of that team.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Broncos-Falcons, also week 2. 3 plays were overturned in the game that after replays. After a fumble in the first quarter, scuffles broke out between the two teams and the game was delayed for 6 minutes. Some players and coaches left the sidelines and yelled at the officials. Ray Edwards of the Atlanta Falcons bumped a referee, leading to a penalty but no ejection. Broncos head coach John Fox was fined $30,000 and defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio fined $25,000 for verbal abuse of the officials. Week 3, we had the 49ers-Vikings. San Francisco 49ers were mistakenly awarded 2 extra replay challenges in the fourth quarter. Not 1, but 2. San Francisco coach Jim Harbaugh challenged that the 49ers had recovered a fumble by the Minnesota Vikings' Toby Gerhart. Remember him? Which should have been denied since the team was out of timeouts. The call was overturned and the 49ers gained control of the ball and were given another timeout. They later challenged another fumble by Gerhart, but the play was upheld. So they gave them 2 extra challenges. Titans-Lions. In overtime, Detroit Lions defender Steven Tulloch received a 15-yard penalty for helmet-to-helmet hit on Tennessee Titans' Craig Stevens. Stevens' catch was reviewed and correctly overturned and ruled incomplete pass. As the ball hit the ground, however, the officials erred when they enforced the penalty on Tulloch from the Detroit 44 instead of the Titans 44, effectively increasing the penalty from 15 to 27 yards. On the same drive, Rob Baronis kicked a 26-yard game-winning field goal. Buccaneers-Cowboys. I'm just going to skip a few of these. That one's not necessary. Give me 1 second. In the fourth quarter, this one's Patriots-Ravens. In the fourth quarter, multiple penalties, which were viewed by some as questionable, went against the Ravens on subsequent plays. Head coach John Harbaugh was flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct for yelling at an official, although he claimed he was trying to call a timeout. After this penalty, the crowd at M&T Bank Stadium began a chant repeating the word bullshit. This chant was sustained for over a minute and was clearly audible on the nationally televised Sunday Night Football broadcast, leading to NBC announcer Al Michaels to say, "That's the loudest manure chant I've ever heard." On the final play of that game, Ravens kicker Justin Tucker hit a game-winning field goal that sailed over the right upright. The kick was ruled good, giving the Ravens a 31-30 victory. On replay, the ball appeared to come very, quote-unquote, very close to flying outside the right upright. Patriots head coach Bill Belichick unsuccessfully lobbied the officials to review the call at one point grabbing the arm of one of the officials as they exited the field. Belichick was fined $50,000 by the NFL, which strictly forbids physical contact with officials. Belichick was apparently unaware that the play was unreviewable. And finally, the most notable, Packers-Seahawks. On the final play of the Week 3 Monday Night Football game between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, Seattle quarterback Russell Wilson threw a Hail Mary, which is now known as the Fail Mary. Touchdown pass to wide receiver Golden Tate that officials ruled was simultaneously caught by the Packers safety M.D. Jennings. Prior to the catch, Tate shoved a defender with both hands, which the NFL leader acknowledged should have drawn an offensive pass interference penalty that would have negated the touchdown and resulted in a Packers victory. That wasn't the controversy. What everyone was saying was that it should have been an interception and not a touchdown, which is incorrect. Simultaneous reception goes to the receiver. Touchdown. Offensive pass interference, defensive pass interference in scrums like that, the Hail Mary, the end zone, hardly ever gets called.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
Because it's just huddled masses.
It's just a jump ball at that point.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something blatantly disrespectful or you got somebody's face mask or
You're
you're
like,
grabbing their
hug 'em.
pads and tackling them. But then again, I don't know what a fucking pass interference call is anymore.
Or a catch.
Apparently you can just hit anybody at any time and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so...
Unless you're in Tom Brady and then don't even look at him.
So the referees, we can all agree that they're fucking terrible, right?
Yeah.
How could we not?
Okay. Are there any calls that I missed that you think were just so egregious and outrageous that really should be added to our list? How do you fix these issues? Can you fix these issues?
There's been a number of times where Tom Brady's been short of the goal line. They call a touchdown.
Really? I don't think I've ever seen...
I don't know, but I believe it.
He's so tall. I don't see how he could be short of the goal line.
I mean, I didn't catch all of them. I was making an angry tweet at that guy.
You had one in...
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Fuck him.
Did you tag it in Antonio?
No, I didn't have any more room. I used all the characters.
You had one in Super Bowl 43 where James Harrison ran it back and you said it wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I still, to this day, believe he was down before he got to the goal line.
Where he spotted the ball. And...
Yeah. Ridiculous. Anyways, some other penalties, or not penalties, some other calls. Obviously, Des Bryant caught it. Mm-hmm. Jesse James caught it. Should have beat the Patriots last year. Even in the AFC Championship game, there were some calls that a lot of people were angry about or whatever. You guys watched the entire AFC Championship game, right?
Yep.
The muffed punt. He didn't touch it.
Edelman?
Yeah, he did not touch it. From the one angle,
it looks like
his thumb touches
his
it.
Forearm, too. Or his bicep.
They show another angle, not even close.
Yeah.
I mean,
every angle shows it looks like he might have touched it, but it debunks what you saw in a previous angle.
Right. I mean, that one you could make more of an argument to. I mean,
he clearly did not touch it.
The question that we're asking is there a way to fix it? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's the overlying...
So he could have touched
it? No. Not until you don't have 51-year-old men trying to figure this out. You have 51-year-old men who are about to have fucking cataracts making calls.
Speaking of that, a Louisiana optometrist offered free eye exams to the referees.
I understand that, but that's the thing.
Or ophthalmologist, whatever.
The average age of the NFL, the last study was done in 2014. They're 51 years old. 51-year-old man. And he's supposed to know what happens in the blink of an eye?
I mean, in all fairness, there is one thing they can do, I think, to fix the issue that we saw. But you're right. There are some that can. Terry McAuley obviously can still go.
Yeah, there are some, but there needs to be you need a safety net. There needs to be a safety net in place. Somebody that's watching the game who can view it in multiple different angles very quickly and may have the ability to call down and get into like one of their ears and be like, "Stop that!